I am Master of the TDS.
I'm WritingRaven.
We have 3 topics for you from the past week in one video. A synopsis of the Psycho.
A Psycho-Synopsis. Only one Acolyte episode left. Who is even left to come into our clinic? Didn't they kill you off? Oh, right! Flashback episode.
Screw it. I can't do this anymore.
Huh?
What? Did you think I was actually a Wookiee? I'm just an underpaid guy in a suit.
All right then. What brings you here?
I'm living in hell, that's what. I have no speaking lines. And then, to add insult to injury, they made me carry a metal detector in the last episode. What for? Don't know. Maybe I was looking for the plot. Spoilers, I didn't find it.
Yeah, I'm definitely detecting some pent-up anger. I think we can help you.
Awesome. But first, could you get the zipper on the back of the suit? I've been stuck in here for a week and it stinks in here.
And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
And then they overdosed on the Force and I turned into a fart cloud.
Like Jake Skywalker.
In The Acolyte, Episode 7, the Jedi's mission to Brendok to investigate a Force Vergence leads to a tragic confrontation with the Witches of Brendok, resulting in lies to the Jedi Council to protect Osha and cope with their guilt.
It's all very stupid.
Let's clarify a couple things. So this episode is a flashback of a flashback episode. They already kind of did this in episode 3, but this episode 7 kind of does it again, but from the Jedi's perspective, which gives us kind of information we didn't have before.
Even if they have to reuse scenes to do it.
Long story short, let's explain what happened here. So first off, let's clarify what we discover the truth about Osha and May.
They are actually one person split into 2. Somehow.
Well, they're a Vergence in the Force, just like Anakin. But we have to be better than Anakin, so we have to split him into 2 people so we can have 2, the power of 2!
No.
No?
No.
The power of many?
No.
But basically, the summary of this episode could be Jedi bad. Now, I don't really think that the Jedi have ever really been bad. They've had conflict, and that's kind of one of the selling points of Star Wars, but they're inherently good while the dark side is inherently bad, and that's kind of how it's been for many years.
Pretty much.
But basically, what ends up happening is Sol, the Jedi Master, gets a connection with Osha and wants to take her away to be his Padawan. The Jedi Council says no. He gets concerned because he feels the connection, and they keep using terminology that makes him think the children are going to be sacrificed. So he goes against his master's orders to the witches and tries to get Osha, and Osha wants to go with him, but instead of allowing her to go with him, Mother Anicia transforms into a dark fart cloud for some reason, and looks like she's dissolving Osha.
And then to stop her, Sol stabs his lightsaber into said dust cloud, which she then rematerializes around for some reason. Then, as she's dying, says, I was going to let Osha go, right after it looked like she was going to kill the child to prevent her from leaving.
Because turning into dark force clouds is how we make friends, don't you know?
Only if you're stupid!
But wait for it, we also find out how the witches die, if that's not stupid enough for you.
Ugh.
The witches die because Kalnaka, the Wookiee Jedi, gets possessed by the witches, which Force possession I don't really feel like was a widespread ability. But
not really. I would say that it's maybe a more advanced form of mind control.
Whatever.
So Carrie-Anne Moss's character jumps in, saves the day, and saves him from the mind control possession thing, and in the process, as she pushes the witches out of his mind, they all die. For some reason.
And they literally all fall over like rag dolls. It's not even that great acting.
They're also all ugly.
No, one of them's really ugly.
Oh yeah, that's true, but that's probably just the species.
The power of diversity, the power of inclusion, the power of equity.
Really?
Yeah, really. And then the credits are terrible. They do the Power of Two song. Long story short, this episode gave us some information that we didn't have, but at the same time, kind of added nothing, and it was dumb.
Very. Next is the new Captain America movie without Captain America. I wonder who's coming in for that.
Why can't they just let me die already?
Captain Rogers? Is that you? Are you okay?
No, I'm pissed off. Some black guy stole my shield.
You mean Sam? I'm pretty sure you gave it to him at the end of Infinity War.
I did? I meant to give it to Bucky. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, super soldier serum or not.
Well, it's too late now. But you'll always be the real Captain America to the true fans, at least.
And the rest won't care because, look, we have Red Hulk!
Yeah, true. So, are you going to see the movie?
No, I don't think I will.
Get out of my movie!
Yes, please, bring back Steve.
The teaser for Captain America Brave New World introduces Red Hulk to the MCU and features familiar characters from 2008's The Incredible Hulk, with Anthony Mackie starring as the new Captain America.
He's not Captain America!
I want to make something very clear here. Everybody gets mad at anybody who says they don't like Sam as Captain America, and the reason is because a lot of people just don't see anybody other than Steve as Captain America. That's just how it is. Even when Bucky took over the shield, I still didn't really see him as Captain America because he wasn't Captain America.
Yeah, even when Bucky was the one taking up the mantle, he was always comparing himself to Steve. I read the comic and it was a great comic, but he was still comparing himself to Steve all the time because he felt he could never live up to the legacy.
And I don't care if Falcon has his shield. I just don't like him being called Captain America. Call him Eagle or something.
That would have been much more American, but even in the trailer, the guy says, you may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers. Like, thank you. Even you guys know what we're talking about.
But what a lot of people may not have noticed, so obviously, Red Hulk is in it. Also, there's a sighting of the leader.
Finally.
And the Celestial that's been sitting in the ocean that everybody seems to have been ignoring since the Eternals is now being addressed in some way.
Probably because they finally remembered it after seeing online criticism for some reason.
Whoopsie, we forgot about the giant dead Celestial in our oceans. I think we'll just, address it now.
Too late.
But actually, what some people missed is that this trailer actually had 2 super soldiers in it.
There is a small scene when the president is getting attacked. Sam yells out, Isaiah Bradley, the first black Captain America.
So basically, the story goes in Marvel Comics that Isaiah Bradley was the person who got tested with the super soldier serum before it was perfected, and it worked for him, but he was black because, back then black people weren't valued as they were today, so it was kind of like they used him as a guinea pig. That's what I remember. I might be I haven't read it in a while, so I might be wrong.
Well, if it's taking place in the 40s / early / late 30s, yes, I can see that being a probability.
And even later on, they bring in his grandson as Patriot, who gets a blood transfusion from him eventually, making him a super soldier as well. But they're basically doing that. Here's another thing to consider. So we're going to have basically 2 black Captain Americas. But here's the thing. Why not just give Sam the super soldier serum?
I don't know, maybe because it doesn't exist anymore?
I know.
Or you can just take a blood transfusion from Steve! He's still alive right now in there, isn't he?
I don't know. But the thing is, they're showing Sam doing all this, and I really like the character of Falcon. And if this was a movie about Falcon and just him having Captain America's shield, I would have been totally fine with it. The issue is that they're dangling member berries, and then they're also being, they're trying to push this, and it's he doesn't, aside from the wings, he doesn't really have any special skills. Steve was Captain America because he had the super soldier serum.
And also the heart of a true American.
Yes, so again, look, you can like it, you can not like it, I don't really care. The point being is I'm not going to see this, I'm not interested. We will talk about it, and I'm glad the leader's coming back. I think it's too long, too far, too late.
Yeah, almost 20 years too late.
But let's be honest, the reason most people will see this movie is because of Red Hulk, not because of Black Captain America.
Pretty much. And lastly is SpiderMan Noir. Oh, this'll be good.
Good? What even is good?
Oh, hello, Mr. Noir. What can I do for you?
Well, I've been told that I'm getting a live-action series, and I'm worried they're going to make it for those so-called modern audiences. They're probably going to include all that diversity and inclusion and rainbows. Rainbows.
That I completely understand. But it's Amazon that's making our show, not Marvel.
Are you kidding? Have you seen the Rings of Power?
Fortunately, no.
Good for you. That show, like my existence, is nothing but pain.
Fair. But at least with Amazon, there's at least a chance of it being good. So we can hope for the best and help you prepare for the worst.
I don't think I'll ever be prepared. These days, I just watch Spider-Man No Way Home on loop, just to feel something.
Nicolas Cage will star as an aging private investigator and former superhero in a 1930s noir-style Spider-Man series on MGM Plus and Amazon Prime Video. Created by Oren Uziel and Steve Lightfoot, with Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, and Amy Pascal as executive producers.
This will either be really good or really bad.
With Amazon, it's kind of hit or miss.
True. I give them like a 50-50 on everything.
So, I will say this. This is actually a Marvel series, or Marvel adjacent series, I should say, that I'm actually excited for. But it's not because of Spider-Man Noir, even though I think he's a decent character and he's cool.
It's because of Nick Cage, who plays an amazing Spider-Man Noir, if you've ever seen Into the Spider-Verse. He was literally the highlight of the film.
Well, one of the highlights, to be fair. The movie was pretty decent. I have to give it credit.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie, but I still think Nick Cage was the best part, other than Peter Porker.
Yeah. So they're saying they're going to go a little bit of a different direction with this show, which is interesting because, you think a Spider-Man show, even if it's Spider-Man Noir, you think of certain tropes that Spider-Man shows have.
True, but like Spider-Man Noir, the character is noir. He's from a black and white universe and is supposed to be dark and brooding.
Also, his villains are more like circus freaks than anything else. I've actually read the comics. I don't think my wife has.
I do not believe I have, no.
But the comics, like Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, is a cannibal. Eats people.
Ooh, okay, I want to read that now.
And that's why he's got, like, sharp teeth. Again, keep in mind, I read this a long time ago, but that's what I'm recalling, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. Also, Spider-Man Noir is different from Peter Parker because he carries a gun.
True. I mean, he's the private investigator, so of course he's going to have a gun.
Now, he is Peter Parker in usually another timeline. In this case, I don't think they're going to go with that. I would prefer it was Peter Parker, but if Nicolas Cage is playing the role, that's pretty much one of the main reasons that I will potentially watch this.
Absolutely, yeah.
If it's complete trash, I won't. And to be fair, Amazon has done well and then not done well.
Yeah. Looking at you, Warhammer.
Well, that hasn't come out yet, but I was...
Yeah, and it likely never will at this point.
Well, I was thinking more Rings of Power, which is a train wreck.
Fair.
But like, I mean, at least in regards to this, it has some promise. But if I'm going to see this at all, it would be purely because of Nicolas Cage. Because again, he's not the best actor ever, but when it comes to certain roles, he nails them with perfection.
I mean, I had my doubts about him playing Dracula in Renfield, then I saw the movie, and I completely changed my mind.
Renfield was good. I will say, if you want to watch Renfield, it's a good movie, but keep in mind, at the same time, it's very cheesy towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like, they miss some pretty good plot points and speed it up too quickly.
Yeah, and again, but I do think that Nicolas Cage was the highlight of that. I think that he was the highlight of many different movies that he's in, even the bad ones. So I'm willing to see this just to kind of see the dark, brooding Nicolas Cage character would be kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see if this is good or not. For now, I'm not opposed to it.
But we also have to, as I said earlier, hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Yeah, because it is Amazon and it is modern day, and with modern day means modern day audiences.
Yeah. And now it is time for the diagnosis of the week,
where we relate the events of the week to a mental illness.
Because Hollywood is full of them, and you should be aware.
And we have an interesting diagnosis for you this week.
Do tell.
So the diagnosis for this week is cultural hegemony.
Please explain.
Cultural hegemony is the dominance of one social group's worldviews, values, and beliefs over others, making these ideas the accepted norm and influencing cultural and social practices within a society.
In relation to today's topics, with Star Wars The Acolyte, cultural hegemony is evident as creators dismiss valid fan criticism and resort to accusations of racism and misogyny to deflect accountability, imposing their worldview and narrative at the expense of their franchise's legacy and fan base.
With Captain America Brave New World, cultural hegemony is apparent as filmmakers attempt to overcome fan skepticism by promoting the new Captain America, despite widespread association of the role exclusively with Steve Rogers, and trying and failing to use marketing strategies to re-engage audience interests following substantial monetary investment in the film.
And with SpiderMan Noir, cultural hegemony is observed as producers navigate guarded fan enthusiasm towards a new adaptation, leveraging Nicolas Cage's established popularity in the role to build excitement and secure audience investment in the show's direction.
And that's why I think this is a great diagnosis for this week.
Agreed.